What I usually work with are objects and things from everyday existence, basically. Even though I've had a very proper art school education, and I could never fix on a medium, and there were other things that were interesting to me. Anything from written text or a document or a news report or an existing object. There are ideas that appear. Over time, I guess I've become more and more comfortable with using those as language or as medium. It's about creating a certain kind of experience or giving people an object to interact with the notions of those existing objects. So, for example, if you approach a certain text piece and it's written in the form of a document, or in the form of, again, let's say something from the newspaper, or a tourist information booklet or something, they'll come to it with that knowledge already, and then interpret the work. And then it's various things like an object plus some text plus maybe an image somewhere else, and there are connecting points or things that throw off one idea that you may have formed. It's sort of watching things over time. So it's slow. I mean, my work is slow that way. I just observe and I collect all kinds of strange things, not strange in the sense of odd things, but just strange in terms of their connections with each other. So activities in the morning, people coming in to remove the leaves from this front yard, to, let's say, the pigeons that are settling, it's those things that will just, and I'll collect the images, or I'll be picking up text that I'm finding here and there, and it will maybe appear together or not, but later. It won't happen now. The work I've been doing here, there have been two things. One is that I'm working, there's an ongoing project. I'm working on a book with a publisher who works with artists. Her name is Sharmini Pereira, and she has a publishing house called Raking Leaves. We're going to finish next year, but this would be an interesting space to do it. I mean, clearing out the concepts, and one was that. The second is just something that interestingly started before I got here, because I was looking at the maps of this place just to see where it was located. What I saw was buildings from where the studio was supposed to be, buildings across the space which looked like old buildings, but also just the roofs were gone for most of them, and I got very intrigued because I was at that point working on something where I was looking at buildings being demolished, buildings coming up. This idea of what happens when a building is first demolished and the light hits the ground and then a new building comes up again, and the changes, those are interesting things to me, and also the sort of the strange lamentation on our parts of, oh, that old building is gone, whereas there's no connection at all between us and that. And then to see this here, so I got here and started looking at that, and there's one particular structure here which is just a square building. Apparently 2 or 3 years ago the roof was still there. So I've just been looking into that, and I don't know what's going to come out of it, but as a result of it I've been looking at the history of this place, and it's been very, very central in what's happened in the area of Poblano, and there's been a lot of protests against the building of new structures that have come up, and it's taken over the space. So I've just been, again, collecting images, collecting information, talking to people, watching things happen. Like one of the groups that has been working to sort of preserve this area works right here. They come together here. So it's just, for me, it's really nice to see all this, just observe.